Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. The crisis in Rivers State has escalated, as you can see from this video, that the military has taken over Rivers State and the government has. They have held FUBARA and his family in Who State. A lot of people are saying that there's something strange that is really happening in Rivers State. Like, why would Tinubu order for state of emergency in Rivers State all of a sudden? But take a look at, for example, in the north, they have been bombing in the north. They see Boko Haram in the north. Tinubu have not said let him release state of emergency in the north. And people are wondering, who is even the president? Is it Tinubu? Is it Bola Ahmed Tinubu? Or lots of people are saying that Tinubu is supporting Wike and they are the ones causing the crisis in Rivers State. I would like you guys to watch video so you guys will hear what these interviewers in Arise TV said about Wike and Tinubu. They are the ones causing problem in Rivers State. Let me allow you guys to watch this video. I'll be right back, guys. Take a look at this video.
Joining us, what is your reaction to this declaration of a state of emergency in your state, Rivers State?
Thank you, Charles, for having me on. I'm really disappointed in the president's speech, but not totally surprised. Any person who has, followed developments in Rivers State over the past 1 year, probably knows that this didn't come as a surprise, Charles. Much of last year, 2024, the Nyesom Wike group, have been working seriously, trying to destabilize the state, trying to create the exact conditions that will lead to a declaration of a state of emergency. As you probably know, Charles, even in October last year, I think specifically on the 7th of October, 2024, those who were supporting the FCT minister, Nyesom Wike, burnt down 4 local government councils, during the elections, in Rivers State. And, it's very unfortunate that we've got to a point where even the president, has been sucked into this crisis. It's really disappointing. My own feeling, which reflects the broad spectrum of sentiments across the board, not just in Rivers State, but also in the Niger Delta area, is that the president himself is not a neutral party. As a matter of fact, you could argue that he's had his own fingerprints, written all over this crisis. You may remember that in December 2023, the president gave very humiliating conditions, during his, intervention in the crisis in December 2023. All of the 8 points, that constituted the so-called mediation points, we are overwhelmingly against the governor's FUBARA. Not a single point was against the main orchestrator of this crisis, Mr. Nyesom Wike, who is the FCT minister. And now this evening we've had this broadcast. Throughout the length and breadth of the broadcast, not a single mention was made of the FCT minister, who is the main, actor orchestrating the crisis in the state, and he happens to be an appointee of the president. It's most unfortunate that the president has come across as an active, provider of the oxygen, to Nyesom Wike, who has now led the state into such a slippery slope, Charles.
So, as far as you're concerned, Dr. George, this comes across as if the president did not show balance and fairness. That's your assessment, because Nyesom Wike, of course, retains his power as minister, and Sim FUBARA has temporarily lost his power as governor.
Yes, Charles, as I said, throughout the speech, not once did the president even as much as acknowledge the fact that, there is an instigator of this crisis who is his own political appointee, the FCT minister. Not once did the president mention this. The unfortunate impression, Charles, that the president has given is that he himself, has his fingerprints on this crisis, and that he is an active supporter of Nyesom Wike in this unfortunate crisis. And I believe that the president should have, been able to rise above this partisanship, and this evening proves that he didn't do that, and I think it's an unfortunate situation for the country.
And Dr. George, I have in front of me here, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that you served as Nyesom Wike's first Commissioner for Information and Communications when he was Governor of Rivers State. In other words, people might see that and imagine that you would be more sympathetic to the Wike cause than I suspect you are. Is that right?
Yes, you're right that I served as Commissioner for Information in the Wike administration for nearly 2 years. But Charles, I resigned exactly because of his propensity for crisis. I joined the administration because I strongly believed that we had the mandate of the people to deliver service. But on all 4 critical metrics of development in education, because you need education to train manpower for sustainable development, we failed. For nearly 8 years, not a single teacher was employed. Teachers were not paid. We had chaos in the education sector. We had the highest number of children. Rivers State had the highest number of children out of school in the South. Because education was simply defunded. We also had very serious crisis in the health sector. As a matter of fact, my colleague who was the Commissioner for Health, we insisted that such a critical sector should not be ignored. Dr. Dagme was sacked simply because he insisted and resisted the cynical neglect of the health sector. We also had very serious problems, of lack of investment in agriculture, because we actually wanted to bring back food sustainability in the agricultural sector in Rivers State.
Why would Wike do something and Tinubu will approve it immediately? Because a lot of people have been saying that Wike is working for Tinubu, and looking at it, it's just as if Wike is not the one in control. Because you can't tell me that ever since that Wike has been trying possible ways to impeach FUBARA, all of a sudden his plans are coming to pass. Like, his plans are gradually coming to pass. We've heard that they have suspended FUBARA and his deputy. Like this now, Rivers State does not have governor. Everything has been suspended in Rivers State. And the worst part of it is that the one that is touching me the more is that it's not Wike or FUBARA that is going to suffer this, or Tinubu, because I'm not going to exempt any of them. They are the cause of the problems in Rivers State. Like, they're not going to be the ones to suffer. The people that is going to suffer this thing is the residents of Rivers State. You see that this thing, this military takeover is going to bring hardship to Rivers State people. What is happening? This is just the beginning of the drama of what is going to happen in Rivers State. Just recently, we heard that the pipeline in Rivers State exploded. We've heard of 2 pipelines now that exploded in Rivers State. This is just the beginning. The worst part of it is that, like how they used to say, Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is not for the resident of Rivers State. Nigeria is for people in power. Whatever they are doing there, this is just a fight between FUBARA and Wike. All of a sudden, everybody is collecting from the fight. People are suffering for the fight. People don't even know what transpired between them. Now they are collecting it from them. Just take a look at the video. See what is happening in Rivers State. Look at the way military people has taken over Rivers State. So are they trying to tell us now that military has come to take its place in Rivers State? Guys, that's all we have for today. And also, thank you for watching and thank you for joining us. See you guys next time.